New on Curiosity Stream. Nobody said parenting was easy. A psychologist observes real caught-on-tape family moments and helps parents apply simple rules for happier homes on Kids and Instruction Manual. And one of the most well-known images in art history, the Scream, has been stolen numerous times, and it's not alone. Join the hunt for history's missing masterpieces on Raiders of the Lost Art. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There's a TikTok video that's been viewed 15 million times. A man named Alex explains that he always leaves a key under his doormat in a very obvious place. Here's the thing, though. It is not a key to unlock his house, which is what people usually do, is they'll leave a key around somewhere.
Is it the key to his heart?
That's a good. Let's find out.
This is a key. It goes under my welcome mat in a very obvious place. Alex, why would you do that? Isn't somebody going to break into your house? Well, every 6 months to a year, I'll notice that the key's missing, which means people are trying. But here's the thing. It's not the key to my house. It doesn't unlock anything around here.
Well, damn it, Alex, what is it?
Yeah, why are you doing this, Alex?
The reason I put it down there is that if a robber finds that key, there's going to be this moment in between the joy he feels thinking he's about to get in to the disappointment, realizing it doesn't work. And I hope that there'll be a moment of reflection there where he'll think, what am I doing with my life? And maybe he'll change. Now, you're probably also wondering, what is that key? I'll tell you. If any of you robbers are seeing this TikTok, look at the number on that key. It unlocks a safety deposit box at the West End Van City Bank in Vancouver. And in that safety box, we've got some money, we've got a self-help book, and a chance for you to start a new life. Good luck.
Of course, it's Canadians doing nice things for even home intruders.
Wow. That is a big wow, if in fact that's exactly what it does, that he can go to the bank.
How much money's in there? If it's like $5, this guy's a genius.
Yeah. Hey,
and it's a self-help book on how to F yourself.
Yeah. You think he leaves like a $100 in there?
I don't know.
And goes and checks it once in a while to see if anyone's used it?
$20.
Yeah, I think if you put a lot of money in there, you would have said it. You know what I mean? Like, you would say there's $10,000 in there.
Yeah, that's why I think
it's like probably 15 cents.
Danny takes
15
20
loonies.
I mean, Danny, I think it's 100 just because in Canadian that is like $20, isn't it?
Yeah. Is there a book, a self-help book on how to F yourself? Because if there is, he should have done that.
Yeah. Or just self-help for dummies.
Right. He's doing it just for his Instagram clout or his TikTok clout. You got to imagine that's why he did this.
Yeah, you're probably right.
15.8 million people viewed this video.
Has he done anything besides this?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing in these videos, but all of his videos are like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views.
So then he's really not a great guy. He's a TikTok dude. I mean, seriously. I mean, if he was just a rando doing this without getting any attention, I'd be like, wow, he really is. But there is an ulterior motive. Granted, he's nice, but there's still an ulterior motive to it. He's getting, I don't know what he's getting off of these TikTok views, but you know what I mean, Steve? It's like, it's a humble brag, but then he's got a history of doing videos, so this is just the latest, hey, I'm cool guy.
Well, I think that's probably what it is. Like he's got his Hey, I'm Cool Guy series on TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know what his point, what the purpose is behind it, other than, do
we even know it's
what
true?
What are the odds a robber is actually going to see this big, damn it, I got that key.
And by the way, do we even know it's true?
I would have loved it even more if you just said, yeah, it's not the key, I just like to F with home intruders.
Because here's
it's
the
weird
thing.
that he's gotten that many people have gone under his floor, if it's true.
That's that's the thing, is how do I know it's true? Because the smash and grab mentality.
We don't live very far from him. Once the borders open up again, I say we go visit this guy.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Steve, all right, put your money where your mouth is, buddy. Where do you live?
Now, Steve, you brought up an interesting question.
I did.
Yes, you just did. That you asked if there was a Go F Yourself self-help book.
And
there is. Yes. On Amazon, you can get a Kindle or paperback. Go F Yourself. 5 Fundamentals to Building a Better Life. They all start with, like it says, psst, they all start with F.
Oh, I get it. That's actually kind of a fun name.
Because there's the Un-F Yourself book.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
I keep wanting, I'm not much of a reader, but just because of the title alone, I'm like, I need to read this book.
Yeah, you need to un-F yourself.
It sounds like a book that you probably like. Get out of your head and into your life, BJ.
Oh, hey, that is a book I need.
It's about learning how to not give an F, the subtle art of not giving an F. You are a badass and blank feelings.
Wow.
BS-free self-empowerment guide that offers an honest, no-nonsense, tough love approach to help you move past self-imposed limitations.
Ooh, tough love. Well, I don't know about that. See, he's gonna have to get me off the Brene Brown bandwagon because she's my latest self-help person.
I think that's the first chapter. It says F Brene Brown.
Yeah, is that what it is? Okay.
Like Gary John Bishop. Is he a guy?
I don't know that name, but that doesn't mean he's not a guy.
I know the book's very popular.
All right. Well, look, sometimes it's just the way you speak, the languagings. A lot of dudes don't like the airy-fairy nature of it, and it sounds like Gary John is like, well, let me speak in a language you can understand, and still giving good tips on how to get out of your head and, be cool.
And I don't know about you guys, but if I frequently was having somebody go under my mat to take that key, I'd be like, maybe I need to live somewhere else. Like, it's clear that people are trying to break into this home.
Or get a porch camera.
Get a ring cam.
That was what I was thinking. It's like, if you really want to know what's going on. But see, he wants to help people, but they got to go through this maze of, let's go to the bank. And would you do that if you were a criminal, take a key to a bank thinking it's a sting? No, like nobody's going to go check out that.
Or he's Vancouver's version of Jigsaw.
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
Would you like to play a game?
Oh, yeah.
It's a really nice game.
I'll tell you what to do and how to go boot it.
A boot.
Yep, there it is.
I'm just too cynical.
Sorry.
I am too cynical. I don't like this guy. He's a little smarmy.
But guys, this guy's an idiot. What a dope. I'm sure there's a moment of reflection.
Yeah.
Like, you think the robber's like, ha ha, and like I found the key.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of Sammy Smash and Grab. He's trying.
Yeah.
Did I say a bad word?
Yeah. You didn't mean to.
Yeah, you kind of mushed words together.
You had a little word salad, and you dropped the F-bomb.
Well, the word found and the word key kind of got put together and made a very happy moment for a lot of us.
Hey, kids.
Yeah. Well, as I was saying, I'm very cynical and I don't believe this guy because most smash and grabbers, I would think that, they're trying to get a fix.
Right.
So would they have a moment of reflection or would they just punch your windows out to get into your house because they're so angry that the key didn't work?
It's what a weird thing to do.
Yeah, but
I got a kick out of it. I'll be honest. I think it's funny.
15 million views. So the guy's got people following him. And look, if you feel good thinking that people are good people, fine.
But they're not. They started off trying to take money from you and break into your home.
Yeah, but people need help. I mean, and I was thinking he was a good person. I'm saying I don't believe he's a good person, but look.
I bet he's getting laid from this video, though.
Oh, well, he's not a bad-looking guy anyway, so it doesn't hurt. If you're a TikTok star, I bet, you probably do. I mean, there's a lot of people that give credit to TikTok stars.
So it says to get into a safe deposit box, you have to sign a log, and it has to match.
Match what?
Like the person who has it?
I don't know. So maybe it sets off a red flag, and that's how you get busted.
The signature has to match.
Right.
Okay. Well,
I wonder if it's different in Canada.
And what are you're a criminal, you're going to walk into a bank and be like, I got this key. I was trying to break into someone's home.
Yeah, so could I...
And then I saw his TikTok video, and he said that he left me a gift.
Yeah, and the bank is a bad bank if multiple people can get access to a box and not even question the fact that, here's another guy coming in who looks like he's perhaps not had a great life, wanting access to this same safe deposit box. This smells like a rat. I don't like this guy anymore. He's probably the criminal. Well, that's the twist of fate.
Oh.
He's breaking into other people's houses. That's what's really going on.
Oh, he's trying to get us off the path of what he's doing?
Exactly.
If you're right, that would be I'll buy breakfast that morning.
Because that would be wouldn't that be the great part of the story is he gets arrested for breaking in other people's houses?
Yes.
Yeah.
No one ever thought that the guy that was doing this was an actual criminal.
TikTok Tommy, we thought he was a great guy. He wasn't.
So I think about that though. I'm like, where would I keep like that spare key? And you realize like there's really everywhere you would try and keep it, it's like you're screwed.
You don't get one of those rocks that look like a rock and throw it like, somewhere where it looks like where the rest of the rocks?
I always love those rocks. They look so funny.
I always I've seen people make fake poo. And then underneath, they glue like a medicine bottle or whatever, so it looks like a fake poo, and you just grab it and you put your key in the little bottle.
Ew. Yeah. I just worry that if I'm like drunk and I lost my keys, and I'm like, there's poo, and then I grab actual poo. Grab the real poo.
That would be you.
I'm like walking around the neighborhood holding poo in my hands. Like, who took my keys?
Yeah.
See, I'd tape it to like my roof somewhere. Like,
so you gotta climb the roof?
Yeah, because if I forget my keys, then I need to punish myself anyway. So
this is a valuable lesson in life.
Yeah, and usually you forget your keys if you're drunk, and then you're going to climb the roof and fall off the roof and die. All right, fair enough.
That's why the nice thing these days with the cell phone locks, like where it's like, I mean, I might lose my keys, but who loses their cell phone typically? And then you have you type in your code and it unlocks the door for you.
And you're not afraid that can get hacked?
Well, I don't have one, so I mean.
Oh, okay, so you're definitely not afraid that it can get hacked.
I have a cell phone where then I just text my wife and say, "Can you let me in?" I forgot.
Oh, that's a great one.
I had to do that the other morning. I felt terrible. I got to call my wife. It's 4 a.m. I'm trying to leave for work. I know I'm going to panic her when she sees that the phone's ringing, and so I call and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, I'm in the garage and I locked myself out. Because I'm usually so good about making sure my keys are in my wallet or my pocket. And then nope.
Even better, you ring the doorbell a lot.
And at that point, I didn't even have we had the ring bell, so she wouldn't even hear it.
Oh, so you just got to bang on the door a lot. That'll make you feel safe.
Out. Throw some rocks at the window.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the big boom box. John Cusacker.
Yes.
Wake her up that way. Yeah. So, Mike Tyson, the more and more that Mike Tyson speaks and tells us about his life, the more you're like, okay, this guy is pretty entertaining. Mike Tyson insists that he's never used steroids, but
I never thought he did. I never really came across that feeling that he did.
You just suspect everybody who's really big and can actually, perform. Now I'm suspicious of anybody who I think, wow, you're getting older and you're still pretty resilient and you're coming back from injuries, nowadays. Now, granted, when he was, at the top of his game, I didn't suspect it. But people will go back now and go, wait a minute. He was in really amazing shape. I wonder.
Yeah, I just always, when I watch this guy just trains like a mother blanker.
Yeah, and I totally...
your children and get an extra set in.
Again, I don't know anything about this to disparage his good name just because this is what I believe, but I call it the Bartolo Colon effect. A major league pitcher who had the gut of me, basically, and was in his 40s, and the guy was still competing. He would go from team to team to team, and I'm like, how is it possible that he can continue to be competitive as a pitcher with looking like he does, throwing as fast as he does, and he's in his 40s, and I always thought, wait a minute. What's going on? So I'm always suspicious. So Mike Tyson, it's like, no, I never did it. I never used steroids. But he said I was not above using my kid's pee to fake a drug test.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And he was talking about this on a recent podcast. He said that he initially used his wife's pee, but then he was worried that it would come back as pregnant, so he had to find another way.
We were talking earlier before we came in here about the Whizzinator, which was a prosthetic. You put clean urine.
Yeah, I put my baby's urine in it.
My God!
I'm just hoping that one day I use my wife. My wife said, "Baby, you better not hope that it comes back pregnant or something."
Yeah.
And I said, "No, so we ain't gonna use you no more. We're gonna use the kid because I got scared that it might come back pregnant."
Mike, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
I use my baby's urine.
Yeah, this is the life. This is the life that people lead. You see, the people cheat. I wish I could be a better cheater.
Well, I mean, then you just need to spend some more time with your son. He's a fan of the New England Patriots, after all.
Ouch. Wow, there's a shot. Right when they're down. Kicking them when they're down.
Exciting news, though, about Mike Tyson.
What's this?
We talked to a couple, last week about Russell Wilson has his own podcast called Danger Talk.
Oh, yes.
Today's guest, I believe it comes out today on his podcast. He's interviewing and chatting with Mike Tyson. Wow. Russell Wilson and Mike Tyson, that's like That would just be heaven for me to be in a room with those two.
Those are two different worlds colliding.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Two different worlds altogether.
There's the separation and the preparation, meaning I'm going to eat your children and blank you till you love me.
Do you think Mike Tyson, prior to this interview, was aware of Russell Wilson?
Yes.
You do?
I do. Russell Wilson's one of the most well-respected and known quarterbacks in the most popular sport in the world.
Yeah, I would expect so, but sometimes these guys just live in their own world, doing their own thing. But I would hope that he does. Yeah,
I got to imagine he does. I could be wrong, but that would be. I got to imagine that Mike Tyson is at least hip to the big names of football.
Yeah,
I'm not asking like who would name 5 players in the NHL. Maybe he couldn't do that, or 5 players, in some other small soccer. He probably wouldn't be able to do that, but. I got to imagine in the NFL he keeps up to speed with that kind of stuff.
Wonder what they're going to talk about because Russell's I haven't heard Russell's podcast, so I don't know how it goes anyway.
It's exactly what you'd expect. He's very positive and he's Russell Wilson. Like he's not. There's no edge to him.
Yeah,
but I like it because. It's Russell Wilson. I'm a Seahawks fan, so I'm going to listen to it. I'm a homer.
Yeah. Does he throw a little spirituality in there too? Because he's definitely a man of God. So I feel like he's got to throw that in there once in a while. And if you're somebody who's following that faith, you got to love that.
And the times I've listened, I really haven't felt like I haven't listened to every episode. The ones that I've listened to, I've never felt like it was like he was like standing on like some kind of a soapbox. And he also does it with Jeff Dye, who's a very funny comedian. So
I forget that Jeff is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, then this should be great now that Jeff's involved. That's great.
No, I guess the one we did with Randy Moss that he spent some time like that was they talked a lot. I see him like brought up on like as a header like Randy Moss talks faith and family with Danger Talk.
Oh wow! Yep. Well, that's interesting. So Randy, I didn't know. Now Randy was a bit of a troubled gentleman in the world of football, but maybe again a lot of folks find faith as a way for them to get themselves together and get a grounding force.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. All right. Well, this is good business. Mike Tyson. Russell Wilson, Jeff Dye, all on one podcast, Danger Talk.
Yeah, he put on Twitter, Russell did. I just had the most amazing conversation with Mike Tyson. Childhood battles and addictions, to tears of how he started boxing and seeing Ali, to how he nearly lost 100 pounds for his fight on November 28th, how he got through struggles to being saved by his wife. Wow, Danger Talk. Tomorrow. And he posted that yesterday. So Danger Talk today.
Is he married now? I mean, because the only wife I know about is Robin Givens.
Yeah, he is married.
He's got another. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Well, this is a thing. Okay. Tell me how it goes. I mean, I would pretend to say I'm going to listen, but I probably won't get to it. I'm going to
let me know how it goes.
Yeah, just let me know how it goes.
Fair.
Yeah, That's it.
I'm excited.
Yeah. We got a guy who sent someone that looks like him to his 10-year high school reunion. You're going to hear how that worked out for him at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
New on Curiosity Stream. Deformed trees, mutated wildlife, and no humans for miles. 10 years after the disaster at Fukushima, see what this irradiated ecosystem can teach us about nuclear fallout on Radioactive Forest. Plus, looking for the most diverse marine life on the planet? Dive into the Coral Triangle and experience a frenzy of wildlife you've got to see to believe on nature's greatest secret. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Your home equity. It could be an untapped opportunity instead of an untouchable asset. Introducing HomeTap. HomeTap is an investor, not a lender. They give you cash in exchange for a share of your home's future value. Use it to pay off debt, make renovations, fund a business, or just live a better life. There's no interest or monthly payments to worry about. HomeTap. Get more from home ownership. Get more from life. Subject to eligibility, terms and conditions apply. Visit HomeTap.com to apply in minutes. That's HomeTap.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A guy who got bullied in school wanted to prank people, so Vice News sent a cooler, better-looking body double to his high school reunion.
I want them to do that for me. I mean, Good luck finding better looking.
Yeah.
Can't polish this turd.
Unfortunately, it didn't really work because too many people realized, wait, this isn't you. But he ended up finding out that a lot of people really did like him back then.
I want to send a hotter, more successful lookalike to my 10-year high school reunion.
Oh, hi, Katie. How are you?
You're not Steve Festa.
Yeah.
No, you're not. What's my last name?
It's been a long time, Katie. I did have a little bit of a crush on you, so.
Tell me something about me.
You're beautiful. That's one.
No. Well, thank you. Something about me previous. You don't look like him even. They didn't do a good job. I've been waiting to find Steve and talk to him. You're not Steven Festo.
Steven Festo? No, you're not.
I did not anticipate this in any way, and I didn't think that I was still relative in their thoughts, even at 10 years after high school, but I got proven wrong.
I'm looking at the picture. He looks nothing like the guy.
Yeah, I mean, really, find somebody that looks
That's
like
even
you.
funnier.
Yeah, that's
Right.
nuts. No wonder they thought it wasn't him, because it's only been 10 years. You're not going to change that much in 10 years.
That's what I'm saying. If this is like the 20-year, I almost feel like you could kind of get away with it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Especially if you haven't gone. Like, I could have done it.
Right.
Because they hadn't, this was my 40th. I had never gone. So they could have, anybody could have walked in, and if they semi-resembled me or resembled a good-looking older man, they'd be, all right, it must be you because you've never come to these and I haven't seen you in 40 years.
I do love the idea of doing something like that. That seems like that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially you have them wired so you can get the reactions and stuff. That girl sounded drunk too, by the way.
He needed to have an earpiece like they do in all the missions, so he could say, she's got a question for you. What do I say?
I know, I like his response. You're very pretty.
Yeah.
And it's like, Mama, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've never gone to a high school reunion. So I just never had any interest.
I actually went to mine and I loved it.
Yeah.
Funny enough, like you run into people you thought, didn't know anything about you, or you thought you would have nothing in common with. And I became friends with somebody I did not know in high school. And she's like, hey, you always seemed really cool and I always wanted to talk to you. And we ended up becoming friends. So it was actually really cool. And you kind of build it up in your head like everyone's much more successful and happier than me. And everyone's kind of the same. We're not really, everyone hypes it up too much.
See, for me, I didn't go to mine, and it was just because of the thought process of it's only been 10 years. And to me, with 10 years, it was all still kind of like a big contest to see what this. I think I'll go to my 25 year, because at that point we're all in our 40s.
It's a big moment.
Yeah, we don't really care anymore. And it's like, I don't care if you got a better job than me. I don't care who you married. Right. It's more of just like, hey, I'm seeing old friends.
It kind of would be fun. Now, thanks to Facebook, I've reconnected with a handful of high school buddies. And ones that I actually like. Like, there's a couple I'm just like, oh, man, I now know I didn't like you back then. You're just as insufferable as you were then. You just suck as a human. But there's a good enough number of people that if I went back, I'd be like, okay, I want to go seek out these guys and we could go have a drink and just kind of reminisce and see where they're at in their life. But I agree, going 25 years would be kind of a fun way to do it, just because it's like, it's been forever since I've seen you guys.
Yeah, I did 35 years. I think I went to the 5-year one, and then I didn't go back until the 40-year. And man, Vicky's right, and this guy too. You don't know who liked you. I had a crush on a girl in my art class, but I always thought she was annoyed with me, so I never did anything. And I still tried to do jokes and whatever to try to get her to say something. And from my perspective, she never said anything. Then I sit down with her at the table at the 40-year reunion. She comes over and she goes, I am so glad you came. I come to these reunions all the time, and you're never here. You don't know how much I loved you in art class. I thought you were the most awesome guy in the world. And I'm like, oh my God, the girl I had a crush on really thought I was cool, and I never did anything. I never tried to get a date.
Yeah.
God, I was like, I'm an idiot. This whole time I'm like, oh, nobody likes me, nobody cares about me. And the one girl who I liked actually thought I was cool.
And here you are, just think you sold yourself short.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know. How do you tell young people to not do that? To just take a shot?
I don't think you can. I think it's just it's one of those things that you don't find out until you're older. And you're like, I wish I could tell the young version of me. Because an older version, what are you going to go up to some random guy and be like, hey, look, you're hollering at that girl at your high school. She wants you. They're not going to listen to you.
Hey, just, you don't know if she does or doesn't.
And it would be an awkward conversation if you just went up to a random high schooler.
Yeah, that's a good point.
See that girl you're talking to? She totally is down to hang out with you.
That probably wouldn't be good either. I probably would get arrested.
No?
Yeah, especially since I only have a white van, so that's not good.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't invite him on the van.
Yeah, I probably don't. Yeah.
So since I feel like with social media, I can reach out to anyone at school that I've missed, so I don't go to any of the reunions.
Yeah, I got added to a Facebook group for like my high school recently, and everyone in there was just like, "Hey," and I was like, I don't really want to talk to any of you.
Wow. Okay then.
Just like, why did I accept
But you should post that. Like, y'all are blocked.
Yeah.
Don't even bother reaching out to me.
You know, when I was
unfollowed all of you.
I considered going to my 10-year until they told me I had to pay, and I was like, I'm out.
Well, of course you got to pay.
Yeah, who else is going to pay for this thing?
I just didn't want to.
Danny, you think they're going to put it on for free?
Yes.
Well, who pays for it then?
I don't know. The school.
Oh, okay.
What's the old saying? Ass grass in high school reunions. Nobody rides for free.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what my father told me.
Oh,
Danny, I mean, at least somebody's putting it together. You don't have to do that. You just pay. That was the easiest thing in the world was to just go, I'll pay somebody, and they put on they get the hall, they get the place to go.
I'm not paying $350 to go to a high school reunion.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like $50.
No, $350.
$350.
Yeah. What the hell are you getting?
I don't know.
Does that count the hotel as well?
There was no hotel. It was just a dinner and like booze.
$350?
That better include all the girls that went to your high school and are now strippers, because otherwise it seems like that's a ridiculous amount.
Was it at least an open bar?
I don't think it was open bar.
What?
I think it was something like 2 or 3 drink max, because it was at an actual place, so they couldn't overserve you.
But that's still
what kind of place won't
$350?
overserve you? That's not my kind of place.
How do you have a high school reunion and not overserve everybody?
I think they gave some kind of like Eldorado. That was the name of my high school.
It's
like swag bag or something like that. But
I don't, for $350, I don't want a damn tank top.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't want alcohol.
I think only like maybe 35 people went.
Well, that's because they charge $350.
Yes,
that's insane.
Charge of that?
Yeah, that was bad.
Our president of school.
Well, that person deserved to be bullied.
Yeah.
I agree.
Fair choice of money.
Yeah, that wasn't a smart move. At least I don't think it was. But then that's New Mexico, Steve. I mean, they have bad pizza, bad high school reunions.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, ours was free because we just did it at a bar. Like, all right, everyone just show up at this bar because we couldn't agree on anything and we couldn't find a place that would house it.
So then how is it free?
It was free. We just showed up and we just bought our own stuff. We didn't have to pay a
ticket.
Well,
yeah, but all right.
Yeah,
See,
so we just bought our own drinks and food, free entrance.
Well, that's the same thing. I mean, we went to a place where the food was paid for, but yeah, I could have just paid for the food myself either way.
Right.
I'd almost be down to show up and be like, hey, let's just go to the bar next door and avoid all the costs. Like, reach out to the people that I do want to see and just be like, why don't we just skip this whole thing, post up at Buffalo Wild Wings, get wasted, and then crash the party.
Wow.
No?
You guys are the outsiders.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say,
bro.
You know what was cool is when you get going, the longer the time goes by, it's only the cool kids that organize these things, and you realize, hey, you know what? Now I'm hanging with the cool kids because they're the only ones that do this stuff.
Only took you 40 years.
Yeah, well, it took and I was really surprised at who I was rubbing shoulders with, and the guy is right. There were people that came up to me from the Cool Kids Club that I thought, well, hopefully they're not mean to me. And they were all like, dude, you were the great. And then all of a sudden they're saying all these nice things going back to high school memories of me. And I'm like, well, why didn't I get invited to any of the Cool Kids stuff? If you thought, my brain was like, they really are saying stuff that happened and they're saying, so they're not making stuff up. But it was like, do you think I could have just went over and said hi and they probably would have let me in? They probably would have.
Maybe.
They probably just figured, well, he doesn't want to hang with us. It's so weird how, your brain just goes, oh, the cool kids won't let me in, but they probably would have if I just went over.
I like my grade, the class, they decided to make like a Facebook group page. And I was like, okay. And some of the stuff they posted on like the description of the group page, I'm like, I don't even remember any of this. Like, they're like, hey, this is our page for all of us that remember pineapple smoking across the street. I'm like, we were smoking pineapples? I don't remember this. And then one of the only posts that have showed up after this group was created is like, one of the guys was like, hey, who pinched Mrs. Perry's ass in biology? I remember it like it was yesterday, but I can't remember who did it. And I'm like, what? I don't even remember this. And then
likely story, Steve.
One of the guys writes like 3 comments and he goes, that was me. And I was like, and then you read, like, click on that guy's link. He's like now like a well-respected police officer or something like doing things in Brooklyn. And I'm just like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Different times, man.
Different times, man.
Poor Miss Perry.
Yeah, Miss Perry had to put up with a lot. You tool sheds.
I don't remember anyone grabbing her ass, but I guess someone did.
Well,
I don't even remember Miss Perry, to be honest with you.
I feel like you might have been a little. Were you a little altered every once in a while? No, you really weren't.
I was squeaky clean in high school, man.
And you just don't remember stuff.
I didn't smoke any pineapples.
Any concussion protocols at all that need to be done?
Well, one teacher used to hit us all a lot.
Oh, well, that could be.
Jeez.
Yeah, that could be the thing, right?
Yeah, this guy would go around. I think I told this story before, but he was our history teacher, and he was also the baseball coach, and he was just Mr. Murak. He was just a badass. Like, he did not take any crap from anybody, right? So the first day of class, and this was a tradition for him, he would grab the little wood thing on the shade for your window. So that little wood piece that keeps the shade from kind of like just...
Oh, I remember those things. Yeah, the bottom of the shade.
Yeah, it was almost like a ruler. And
you could slide in and slide out of the little opening.
Exactly. There. So he would just say, hey, welcome to class. This is me, blah, blah, blah. And he'd pull it out. And then he would walk around asking simple questions. And if you got it wrong, he'd hit you with it.
Jeez. That's how they did it. You're right. Rev,
history was the most terrifying class in all of high school.
God, and our parents sanctioned this, going, yeah, he deserves to be hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what they call tough love.
Well, it's called something.
Yeah.
He's dead now, so we won.
It's a great way to look at it. Yeah. Great way to look at it. We'll show you, buddy.
I mean, I remember thinking that. I was like, what did I agree on? Like, my parents we're going to send you to a Catholic, all-boy Catholic high school. I'm like, fine. My buddy Chris is going to. I kind of wanted to go to the public school. But they were just like, well, someone just got murdered last week there. And they were like, that was part of the decision. Like, somebody got murdered at the school.
Yeah.
So they decided, we need to send you to a Catholic. And my brother went to that public school, and he got kicked out because he would get in fights all the time. It was like a very rough and tumble kind of a high school. And I was like, but that's where all of my friends are going. They're like, well, Chris isn't going there. I'm like, okay, I'll go there then. And then on the first day of class, I'm like, oh, this is supposed to be our safe haven, and this teacher's hitting us.
Well, this is how you keep people from fighting each other. The teachers fight you instead.
I was just like, and I didn't dare tell my parents. Like, we were all terrified. Like, are you telling your parents? No. Like, I don't know what this guy would do to us if we told.
Yeah, and that unfortunately was how it was back then. And in my time, you were afraid to tell your parents about anything that was really inappropriate, and that really was not a good recipe. As a lot of people, you bring it up, Steve, because I just watched that great documentary on Craig Carton, a radio guy, called Wild Card on HBO, and it talks about his whole life. And yeah, Steve, you were fortunate that that's probably the worst thing that happened to you, but because you're afraid to tell your parents, because they would put the fear of God in you. A lot of those authority figures.
I couldn't even imagine what would the nuns do to us.
Yeah,
there was always the rumors of the nuns.
Oh, dude, yeah, I've heard about those.
You figure like, okay, so they can't have anybody ever in their life. They just got to be okay. They're mad. They're mad at us. They're mad.
And I think a lot of it was exaggerated. Like, when it's like, hey, did you hear about what the sisters did to Joey? And it's like, like 10 years ago, one of them killed a kid.
Oh, well,
it's like, what?
Maybe exaggerated.
What kind of weird crime family is this?
And then you find out later on when you hear about the Catholic Church, you're going, kind of was like a crime family.
Yeah, man, go Clippers.
Did you guys have, speaking of Clippers, did you guys have a barber on site?
No.
So my dad says in Mexico they had a dress code and that they had to have their hair really short. So the principal would come up, or any teacher, and would grab your hair, and if they could grab a good chunk of it, like pull on your hair, then they would send you to the school barber. And my dad said the school barber was just the most horrible, worst than any teacher. He was just so mean. So my dad would butter him up, bring him magazines, bring him some snacks and stuff, because he would mess up your hair if you had to go to the school barber. So
wow, a school barber,
right? So
is your dad afraid that I'm going to mess with his hair? Is that why he gives me fruit snacks all the time?
Yes, he's afraid. Don't mess with my dad's hair; it's beautiful.
Right, it is nice. Yeah. Very jealous.
But I was curious if Catholic schools did that too.
We did not have a barber on site.
Vicky, seriously, you can have a lot of empathy for your parents' generation if you just talk to them and go, hey, can you tell me some weird stuff that went on when you were a kid?
Yeah, right.
Because you know what? Because kids today, they just can't fathom a world where that stuff went on. And I think that's something, it's always good to find out what used to go on to realize just how good this place is now. It could be a lot better, but it is surely a lot better than I grew up. That's for sure.
One texter said that I was 45. I'm 45 now. I got spanked by my principal in elementary school. Totally okay with my parents. School called, and then they approved. Life was different for sure.
Yeah.
And someone else had a history teacher that would hit people with the yardstick. They said, I was in high school. They'd walk around the class during a test and smack a yardstick on the desk and then yell, meow.
Yeah.
I feel like I clicked on those thumbnails.
Yeah, there's something wrong right there.
Man, Mr. Murak didn't meow at us.
No.
It's more like an aggressive DMX bark. Oh.
You got to meow, man. You got to care about those kids.
That's terrifying.
Let them know that everything's okay with the meow after you slap them in the head with a stick.
It's a whole different kind of class.
Yeah. Yesterday, Steve, he got this one right, but he did not answer in the form of a question in honor of Alex Trebek.
The Mississippi River flows more than 2,300 miles before emptying into this large body of water.
The Pacific Ocean.
No.
The Atlantic Ocean.
No.
The Gulf of Mexico.
You didn't answer the form of a question. No.
Yeah, buddy. It was a special day, and you didn't do it.
That's why I suck at Jeopardy.
Yeah. Well, today it's regular. You just have to give the answer.
Yep.
You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? And that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all three of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
New on Curiosity Stream. Can we prevent cancer? Explore how our diets, lifestyle, environments, and even technology can possibly prevent this deadly disease on how not to get cancer. And the Boston Marathon. From glory to tragedy to rebirth. The long-distance race by which all others are measured. Narrated by Matt Damon, it's the trailblazing documentary Boston. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.